Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to episode 162 of Friday Night Appointment with Fear. And this week we're breaking down and reviewing The Mean One from 2022, which is a horror take on The Grinch from the actor who plays the Grinch. Also plays Art the Clown in the Terrifier films and Steamboat Willie in Screamboat. I forgot his name. David Howard Thornton, that's the fella. Anyways, that's what we're doing. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already, and all that stuff. Explore the description. Where's my finger? There it is. Explore the description for links for stuff like merch and me books. Where are they? They're under here somewhere. There's one of them. Me books, Amazon Kindle and paperback. Give them a whirl. Not that anybody ever does, never mind. Also links for my websites and my other channels and my social medias and all that stuff, and my Spotify, etc. Anything else? Become a member. Have I said that? I'll say it again. Become a member, you'll get early access videos and exclusive videos, and super chats and super thanks will be greatly appreciated. Right. The Mean One, as I said, from 2022, a very low budget. I imagine the budget for this was, I don't know, probably in the thousands rather than the millions. I don't know, but directed by Stephen Lamort. No person. I've never heard of anybody in this film apart from, I forgot his name again. David Howard Thornton is the only person I've heard of. But anyway, directed by Stephen Lamort, written by Flip and Finn Cobbler. Flip Cobbler appears in this as one of the main characters. It's obviously based on the Dr. Seuss book, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, with a horror twist. And apparently it did quite well at the box office for a low budget film. It did over $1 million at the box office, so it become kind of a bit of a cult film. Wingrace says, "Have you streamed every day this week? That should get an achievement." No, I had Tuesday off, didn't I? I had Tuesday off. We did Monday, didn't we? What did we do on Monday? I've forgotten. Was it Santa Claus, the movie, on Monday? I can't remember. And then, yes, we've done Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, haven't we? So, yes, I've had a busy week, haven't I? But I had Tuesday off. Anywho, where were we? The Mean One, yes. So it stars David Howard Thornton as the Mean One. They can't call him the Grinch. We'll get to it in the film. They try to in the film, but they keep getting interrupted. Crystal Martin, Chase Mullins, as I said, nobody you've ever heard of. Well, I ain't heard of me. They don't even have Wikipedia entries. John Bigham, Eric Baker, Flip Cobbler, Amy Schumacher. Crystal Martin is more renowned, apparently, or more busy as a stunt person, and you can see in her performance that she's a stunt woman. I don't mean that she's a bad actress. I mean that you can see she does action stuff well. So there we go. Right. So is that it? Shall we get on with it? I'm not going to watch the film, obviously, because YouTube will go mental. We'll go through it in a series of stills, may play the odd snippet, and all that stuff. Right. So I'll pop myself down in the corner, and we shall begin. Hey, I'm sure I'm sure I forgot something. You know what I'm like. Right, add to stage. There it is. Right, off we go. There we go. It's one of these films that's got like a million, studio cards. But Tiberius. Oh, for God's sake, go on. Desk Pop. In fact, it's got an extra one. I watched it on Amazon, and I don't think. Oh, I've lost it again. That Tiberius one doesn't even appear on Amazon, but never mind. Sleight of Hand Productions, and hang on, and there's another one as well. Amy Rose, Cali Pictures. Anyway, so we begin. There we go. We see a town in the shadow of a familiar shaped mountain that we see in. I've never read the Grinch book. I don't think Dr. Seuss books were massive in Britain. I remember seeing them when I was a kid at school, but I never ever saw anybody reading one. But so I've never read the Dr. Seuss book, but I've seen the the animated version with Boris Karloff. But anyways, there's his mountain in the shadow of Newville, not Whoville. It's Newville. So there it is. Is it a skiing town or something? There's like that. Is that a ski slope or something there? I don't know. But anyway, not that we see it in the film. Right. So we begin in kind of a flashback, or like 20 years ago. We see a little girl comes down. We do have a narrator as well, by the way. Why are the subtitles coming on? It does have subtitles. Are they on? Are they on? Yes, they're on. Yeah, I know. We do have subtitles. Is it going to say? Are we going to see it? Are we going to see any subtitles? Why are the subtitles going on? I have no idea. Anyway, who like speaks in rhyme, like in the book. Anyway, this girl comes down, finds the Grinch, the mean one, but he's not a mean one yet. But we don't know that. I don't even know what he's doing, to be honest. Is he breaking things, or is he just rummaging about? I don't know what he's doing. But she's nice to him. She says, Santa, I forgive you. There we go. She gives him a kiss, and she gives him this necklace. And then a mother appears. It made his heart grow 3 sizes. There's the subtitles. But then it says, that's not really how it happened. And then it rewinds, which is why we do that. Why, Santa, why? And then a mother comes down and says, oh, there's a monster, get away from my daughter. And the tussle, and the mother falls, there we go, onto a spike. Something got knocked over that had a spike on. And she falls, so she dies. There's Cindy's mother. And so she says, you're a monster. And we hear a roar. And that's it. And then we cut to the opening credits, and the obligatory drone shots. Every film now's got a drone shot, hasn't it? Because they're cheap, aren't they? Relatively cheap, with good quality cameras on it, apparently. Anyway, what I saw it there somewhere. A Stephen Lamort film. I don't know what he looks like. I've never seen him. I imagine him looking a bit like Tim Burton with black nail varnish. I'm going to see if I'm right. See if I can find a picture of it. I'm probably totally wrong, but that's the image I get. Stephen Lamort, movie producer. Oh no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He just looks like a regular guy. A bit too regular, to be honest. But never mind. Oh, I'm disappointed. With a name like that, you want him to be like, looking like Tim Burton, like black hair and pale skin and black nail varnish and eyeliner and all that. Don't you? But never mind. Right, so anyway, we're 20 years later now, in modern times, I suppose 2022 or whatever, and we're here at Newville. This is Cindy, all grown up, so I'm guessing she's supposed to be about 30 now. I don't know what she was at the beginning. Maybe about 10, I don't know. But so she's about 30 now. I don't know how old Crystal Martin is, because it doesn't say, and I've tried searching, but it just says, no, there's no way to know. But she puts in her SAG-AFTRA bio that she can play characters between 27 and 32. So we'll say late 30s then. This is Flip Cobbler, one of the writers, who's playing her dad. Anyway, they're headed back into town to sell the house. I don't know when they moved out. I'm guessing not long after her mother died. So the house has been empty for 20 years. I don't know. But anyway, so there we go. They're in Newville. And singing songs, being all happy, being all Christmassy, because it's Christmas, obviously. So anyway, they get pulled over by a policeman, and I don't know where it's filmed, by the way, but it looks very California-y, doesn't it? But anyway, it does look very the San Fernando Valley, somewhere like that. I don't know, because there's on the IMDb, there's no filming locations given. Sometimes they have a little thing that says filming locations. Don't tell us for this, not that I can see anyway. But I bet it'll be California, won't it? It'll be California. Does it say on Wikipedia? Have a look. Production. No, it just says when it was released. Never mind. It'll be California. Anyway, they get pulled over. We see he's got some antlers on his car and a red nose for Rudolph. Although in Britain, a red nose on your car means something different. It's nothing to do with Rudolph. It's to do with Red Nose Day, which is a charity telethon thing. Anyway, get pulled over. This is where we meet Deputy Burke. Am I right? I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm going to have to check. Yes, I'm right. Played by Chase Mullins. He's got one of those faces, but I've checked and I haven't seen him in anything. But he's got one of those faces. You think I've seen him in something else, but I haven't. But anyway, he's new in town. He's Deputy Burke, but he bungles straight away. He calls Cindy ma'am. Ma'am. Howdy, ma'am. And she says, "Oh, did he just ma'am me?" He says, "Sorry, miss." Anyway. But apparently, in Newville now, things on the antlers and adornments, Christmas stuff on your cars are not allowed. Basically, Christmas is banned in Newville. Nobody celebrates it for obvious reasons. But anyway, so it's telling them to take the stuff off as a warning. Anyway, he's obviously madly in love with Cindy now, and she obviously finds him attractive. So as you can see from the doe eyes they're giving each other. Anyway, so off they go. There we get another view of the obviously not real mountain, but it's like a stylized version of the Matterhorn, isn't it? But obviously it's the Grinch's mountain. But I don't think he actually lives there. He lives somewhere in the woods, apparently. But anyway, right, so they get to the house that they're all about selling, and it's been empty for 20 years. Been empty for a while, apparently. I don't know, but it looks in good nick. So somebody's obviously been in and cleaned up. It's cleaner than my house, and somebody lives here. Anyway, so they're going to get ready. Oh, aye, first off, we hear a noise in the fireplace, because this is how the Grinch gets in and out sometimes. Through the fireplace. But then a bird flies out, and I thought, hang on, where does this bird go? Because it just flies out like that. But I think it goes out the window. I think this window here, there's curtains here, may be open. They've just shut. It's obviously a CG bird, I imagine, and they've just flown it off screen. Because they just have this conversation now, and say, and they don't mention a bird, so maybe they hadn't decided what it was going to be. And I'm like, they've got a bird trapped in the house somewhere, but I think it's supposed to have gone out the window. Anyway, so she's all crying and saying, but let's get some Christmas spirit going. So they get some decorations up, and we have a bit of a montage, I think. Oh no, she has a nightmare first. There we go. It must be later where they do the Christmas stuff. Right, next day, they've gone into town. This is Mayor McBean. This is Amy Schumacher as a... I don't know her first name. But she used to be a deputy. Now she's the mayor. So she's here giving out stickers to everybody. She obviously recognises Cindy. Bert comes in and says hello to her. And then the sheriff comes in and says, "Oh, what are you doing here?" So we have another flashback of him as a young man. You can tell he's young because, I don't know, his hair's not quite as grey. And she's drawn a picture of who hurt Mummy. And so obviously she's drawn the Grinch. And he says, it wasn't a monster, it was a man. And it pulls up like a green balaclava that they found. I'm going to show it. Where is it? He does, honest. I'm sure he does. Monsters aren't real. There we go. A green balaclava. Now, I'm not sure if he did actually find that or if it's a plant. Because later on, spoilers, we learn that the mayor and the sheriff know all about the Grinch. The mean one. Sorry, we can't call him the Grinch. Know all about the mean one. But I don't know if they knew now. I thought they knew after this. I thought this was like an inciting event. But it actually was. This was the inciting event, the killing of her mother, that started off the mean one on his rampage every Christmas. But I don't know. Anyway, this film doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not a good film, but it's fun. Anyway, there we go. You can see he's older. Look, because he's all grey now. So anyway, Dad comes in and says, "I can't find any Christmas decorations anywhere." And so we learnt they don't celebrate Christmas in Newville anymore. Because people just stopped because of all the trouble that they used to have every Christmas. Anyway, so they go, and then they just start talking in a like just, and while they're still there, but I'm just not in whispers or anything like that. Just like,
her mother was killed, and her mind snapped.
Mother was killed, and her mind snapped, and they're there. Look, they haven't even got out the door, and then he just waves like a goofball at her because he's madly in love. And we also learn he's Jewish, because he says some Jewish things during the course of the film, because that must be funny for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway. Right, so, and this is Doc. This is Doc Zeus, as in the Greek god Zeus, but it sounds like Dr. Seuss, but there we go. He also knows about the mean one, and he will come into play later. Right, so they're going to start decorating. Look, he's found some stuff up in the attic, some Christmas decorations. So they're going to decorate the house. There we go. They have some weird ritual bullhorn head there. That the satanic rituals there. I don't know, but take that down to put the wreath up. Christmas tree lights. They're playing with lights, and it's all fun. There we go. There. Put the thing on, and then. Oh, what was that going past the window? Anyway, right, so they're getting ready for Christmas. Yes, and they do a rock, paper, scissors or something. Who's going to take out the trash? So she loses. So she's taking out the trash. Here she is, taking out the trash. But we see that the door's open, but somebody sneaks in. Oh, no, I've missed it. While she's not looking. There you go. You saw somebody sneak in there in the background. Did you notice? I'll go back again. Somebody's gone in the door, and the door shuts behind him. Sorry. So she's locked out. She can't get in. She says, "Very funny, Dad. Open the door." Meanwhile, Dad, the fire goes out. Dad's there with his eggnog, and suddenly the Grinch appears. Oh, I forgot to mute it. Sorry. And he's getting got, there we go, by the Grinch. He actually gets disemboweled and stabbed in the eye, because we see that in a minute. There we go, he appears there, so run away or whatever, and then he gets stabbed in the eye by whatever that is, some Christmas ornament. And then the Grinch heads up the chimney. So if he can get in and out through the chimney, why did he go in through the door? I don't know. Must have been easy. So her dad's dead now, so that's him out of the picture. She doesn't grieve for very long, because the film has got to get on with it. She said, "Don't leave me." Great acting, by the way. Great acting in this film. And then she wakes up and she's in a hospital bed. Maybe thinking, it were all a dream, but it's not. She's still got blood on her hands. They haven't cleaned her or anything. Right, so she's in hospital, and she's saying, well, the monster that killed him and all that. So there we go. Hang on, where is it? Oh, I've lost it again. Santa suit, green, and all that stuff. And obviously nobody believes her. So the mayor's there. There we go. And they just say things right in front of her. "I've seen grief, but this borders on psychosis." She's not even whispering it, because they don't in this film. They just say horrible things right in front of Cindy's face. I make no wonder she's mental. But anyway, Burke's being all nice, says, we'll get an artist in who can do a thing. Anyway, so Margie McBean's here, giving her a sticker. And so she's telling him, you've got to do something. But she's saying, she's crazy, there's no Christmas killer, so to speak. But the Doc Zeus knows better. Anyway, so she goes to the grave already. So they've soon got this done, haven't they? I think this is supposed to take place within a limited time. I think it's just before Christmas, and I don't know, but yeah, it's just before Christmas, because they're there just for the holidays. And then we're told at some point it's Christmas Eve, near the end of the film, near the climax of the film, it's Christmas Eve. So, anyway, I don't know. But does it say there? Oh, no, right, December 2nd. So, So they buried him already. Look, does it? Oh, it's not showing. Is it showing? Isn't it not showing his name? Beloved, even though he can't read it. Beloved father and husband, January 10th, 1974. Bloody hell, he's younger than me. To December 2nd, 2022. So there we go. So they got him in the ground already with a nice headstone that you can hardly read. It's obviously digital, a digital effect in it. Anyway, so she goes home. All right, and he gives her some soup. Because I don't know, is that a thing you do after a funeral? There you go. Oh, yes. And she's saying, you made this? Yes, I made it for you. Anyway, so, because he loves her. Right, so, she's home now. And they just left the blood there. So, I was thinking, how much time's passed? The blood's still there. You'd thought somebody from the police had been, or forensics, or somebody had been and cleaned it up, you'd have thought, wouldn't you? I don't know the procedures in America, but you thought somebody had cleaned it up for her. But no, she's got to do it herself. Anyway, obviously the mayor's worried about, they want to cause a panic. Is she going to start causing trouble and all that stuff? But she says, we've got to do your job and all that. Not going through that again, etc. It's like Jaws, isn't it? But with the Grinch. Then she's cleaning her father's bodily fluids off the floor. That doesn't sound right, does it? Oh, never mind. So she decides to go for a walk, a Christmas walk in the nice sunny hills of Newville. And she's taking some. She sees a hole there. We see a hole there in some rocks, and she's taking some photos. In a minute. Oh, she's having some of that soup that Deputy Burke gave her. There you go. She's feeling loved. Then she's with her Canon camera, product placement there, taking some photos, and then she sees a couple of hikers somewhere. Oh, no, she doesn't yet. No, she doesn't. She sees them in a minute, I think. But as she's looking, I think she hears a noise, like rustling or whatever, and then there we go, something moves in front, and she takes a picture right quick, but falls down that hole. When I watched it earlier on, I've seen it a couple of times, this film, but I'd never noticed that she'd seen the hole, and I thought, hang on, what's happened here? Why has she just fallen into this place, this cave that we didn't see before? And I'd not noticed she'd seen the hole where this cave is. It seems to be the Grinch's lair. And she just falls in it, she's fine, and I think somebody else, I think Burke goes in it later on in the film, and he's fine. But then we see somebody abseiling down into it for some reason. As though it's a big long drop, but we can see that it's not. But anyway. She finds a wallet. There we go, under the snow. Where's the snow from? Don't know. There we go. And it's got a driver's license in. As we call them in the UK, a driving license. That's what we call them. I've got my driving license. Anyway. So, she doesn't hang about. She gets back out, and there you go. She sees some hikers. They're kissing under the mistletoe, but somebody's watching, look, in the background. And she tries to warn them. She's like, oh. But then she looks and sees. But why does she take a photo now? She's only got the one photo as it flashed by, so it's all blurry. Why is she snapping photos now of this event unfolding? I suppose she's trying to help, maybe, because she starts throwing rocks at it. And this is where we get his first good look at the Grinch. There he is. Top-notch makeup effects. So she starts throwing stones at him, saying, "You're real!" And he runs off. He's already killed one of the hikers, by the way. The man, but she's still alive, is the girl. And next thing, there's an ambulance there that looks like it's crashed into that tree, but I think it's just parked under it. And they're bundling her onto the ambulance, and Cindy's saying, "You saw what attacked you." She said, "My glasses fell off, so I didn't really see what it was." And she said, "You saw it was a monster." She says, "What are you talking about?" I didn't see any monster. So they still don't believe Cindy. The other fella's dead, by the way, but they're not telling her that. Anyway. So, and obviously the sheriff say, stop, there you go, terrorising that poor girl, stop causing trouble, etc. She shows the photo on her camera. They're going to show it. There we go. Great photo. And he says, is it Bigfoot or what did he say? He calls it something else as well. Hellboy, because there's that scene in Hellboy, isn't there, where there's a photo of him as a blur. Anyway, are all monsters born blurry? So obviously they still don't believe her, but she should just take some more photos, shouldn't she? But never mind. Anyway, so obviously the sheriff's not going to help, but Deputy Burke is going to help because she gives him the wallet she found. There we go, Walter Mulberry's wallet. So he's going to look into it. Who's Walter Mulberry and why has he not got his wallet anymore? So he's going to look into it. And meanwhile, she's putting flyers up in town. Have you seen me, Big Furry Green? If you've seen anything like this, please call 515-555-6389. Only if that number works. Obviously not, 'cause it's a 555. So the mayor sees it, so she gets on the phone to the sheriff, saying, she's putting up flyers, and she's trying to rips that down. Meanwhile, and they say Carter Burke, Deputy Burke, is checking on Walter Mulberry. There we go. And he finds that he's a missing person. Does it say missing since? I don't know. There we go. Missing since 2009. Christmas 2009, 27th of December. So the 12th of 27th Ember 2009. So he's thinking, oh, right. He's going to dig deeper later. Anyway, meanwhile, the SantaCon truck arrives. I'm not sure what's going on here. Are they on their way to SantaCon? Are they coming back from... I don't know what's going on. There's some sort of Santa convention. Anyway, they're all drunk. The Santas and women dressed as, I don't know, Santa's helpers or whatever. All drunk, very obnoxious. The drivers thinking, oh, God, I hate Christmas. And singing Christmassy stuff and being very Christmassy. And then we see from the Grinch's cave, which looks like a mouth with teeth. We're in raw, I think. Or burp. I don't know, but anyway, it makes a guttural sound. Right, so they all arrive at this diner, which apparently is just outside the town on the interstate. It's not in Newville itself, just outside. So it's out of jurisdiction. By the way, the mountains are out of jurisdiction of the sheriff. He says, the feds will deal with this. And also, because this is on the highway, on the interstate or whatever, that's also out of his jurisdiction. So he's washing his hands of everything, saying it's not my jurisdiction. Anyway, so here's this waitress. She's not happy they're all arriving because, as I said, they're being all very obnoxious, look. And coming on to her, and she slaps that fella. But she says there's no food. And it don't look to be the middle of the night or anything. It's like the middle of the day. But she says kitchen's closed. At a diner. But anyway. Kitchen's closed. Can give you iced tea. Whatever. So she goes to sort that out. Anyway, I think we hear a noise or something. Oh, he sneaks up. She elbows him in the mouth, in the face. And then I don't know. Do we see anything in the background here? That's the driver doing stuff on his phone. He's on Tinder, I think. She looks round and she's going to say sorry to the bloke that she's just broken his nose. And she looks round and just sees he's not there, and there's blood and he's being dragged away, and we just see him disappear. His hat disappear into I presume that's the fridge. So she goes to check and see that he's quite dead because he's got an icicle stuck in his neck. So she goes, ah! And then the door shuts, so she's trapped in the fridge as well. So obviously we know the Grinch is going to get, the mean one is going to get all these Santas, these obnoxious Santas, and they all deserve it. So here he is, look, he locks the door, and he's just going to get, there he goes, there, he's locking the door, and he's just going to get them all in various gruesome ways. Anyway, so he gets that lad, bashes his head, and then uses the what they call the bill thing, whatever, the spike, and sticks his head on that spike. That's it, and gets rid of all the others in various gruesome ways. Crushes somebody's head with his foot, just turns it into jam. He can't hear all this, even though there don't seem to be any windows there. But anyway, he can't hear all this. He's obsessed with his Tinder. He's swiping whatever way it is. I don't know. I've never used Tinder. So anyway, there you go. Getting more of them, slashing them, and all that stuff. What's this now? Oh, right. Why have they got a meat grinder? At first, I wondered why this was here, because obviously, you know, this isn't the kitchen. This is in the open, isn't it? They're not. There we go. He gets her. I wonder if these are these ladies, by the way, that get thrown about in this scene. I wonder if they're stunt friends of Crystal Martin. I bet they are. He shoves her in here, which I thought at first. What have they got a meat grinder here for? I thought at first, is it for crushing ice? Maybe they use it for that. I don't know. Can you use a meat grinder for crushing ice? I don't know. But he shoves her head in there and then turns it on. There we go. Let me see. It says it's a grinder, but it says grinds meat, makes sausages. Have we got anything? No, we haven't got anything else. No, it just says Theo meat grinder. So that's that poor girl coming out. And while this is happening, we can still hear her screaming. I thought, she's gone in head first. Anyway. There you go. Bit of superimposed blood. There, because that's the end of her. He smashes up the gingerbread house because he hates Christmas. Anyway, when he's done, he obviously opens the door and the waitress comes out and sees the carnage and screams because all the blood comes out of there again. And we hear a scream. Ah! There we go. It's the Crandall Diner. What does it say? Big Steve's Crandall Diner. What's a Crandall Diner? Is that the place where it is? I don't know. But anyway, it looks like there's a lot of people in there, isn't there? But with cars, maybe they've parked up and gone walking or something. I don't know. Because there was nobody else in there, was there? Anyway, right. She's still putting up her flyers. Now she's in. Like the cafe that they were in earlier on. Lost cat. So obviously that cat, the Grinch has got that cat because the cat obviously had the Santa hat on. So I'm guessing the Grinch has got that cat. Belly star removal. What the heck does that mean? I don't know. I can't read any of the others. Virtual whodunit. What's a belly star? Wingrace, what's a belly star? And have you got one? They'll remove it there. Anywho, there you go. Tells her to take it down. You're disturbing the peace. So she gives him the rest of the flyers. There we go. Help us find our beloved pork pie. Last seen on corner of Newell Street and Frum Avenue. I bet they're from the book. I bet they are, because there's references to the book. Show how special you are. Lose the star. What's a belly star, whatever it was called. I don't get it. A tattoo of a star on your belly button. Yeah, but if you've had one done, why would you want to get rid of it? You should be proud if you've had it done. I don't know. But anyway, maybe it was a mistake. Anywho, so, right, what's happening now? Roasting chestnuts. Is it her? I can't remember. I think it is. She's back it up, roasting chestnuts. I've never had roast chestnuts. Are they nice? And then we're on the news with a very real news report talking about the carnage at the diner. The waitress is still in shock. And then the narrator says, Cindy, he's got an odd voice. I don't know if they're trying to go for the Boris. Doesn't sound like Boris Karloff.
Cindy felt her blood turn to ice at the sight. That's when she heard something go bump in the night.
There we go. That's the narrator's voice. I don't know who is the narrator. Does it say? All cast and crew. See if it says who the narrator is. Narrator Christopher Sanders, whoever that is. What's Christopher Sanders done? What's he done? Yeah, I've been in Yellowstone. I played Brian in Yellowstone. The NCIS, a lot of telly then, I imagine, so loads of telly. And the narrator for this. But Yellowstone's his highest profile thing, I think. Some Who's in this Zeus have belly stars. All right. There's a whole book about the ones with stars being racist against the ones without. All right. So there you go. So it's a reference from the book then. As I said, I've never read any Dr. Seuss books, so I wouldn't know. Right, very good. I know it's more of an American thing, although they are available over here. But I don't know anybody who's read one. Right, so the lights go out. There you go. So she goes to check the fuse box. While she's doing that, we get little glimpses. There we go. Oh, we get a little glimpse. There he is, and me peeking in the window. And then she checks again, and she sees him there. Ah! So she goes running off. Then he tries to get in the front door, and she shuts the door, and all that. And then he says, "Who are you?" Oh, yes, I forgot. She backs away from the door, and then somebody comes in, and she punches him. And it turns out it's Doc. There we go. She says, "Who are you?" He says, "I'm Doc Zeus," or whatever. He says, "I'm the one." No, don't say that. He says, "I'm the one who saved your life," because he's run off as the mean one. So anyway, so they go to the pub, which is called Horton's, from Horton as a Who, or whatever it's called. Horton Hears a Who, or something like that, innit? Another Zeus reference. So they go there to the bar, where she's plying him with drinks, and he's telling her that he knows all about it, because his wife were killed by the mean one 11 years earlier or something. So he describes it. So it's gonna. And he calls it. It's called. I'll just play it.
Finch! Order for Mike Finch!
To keep getting interrupted because they can't say Grinch because must be copyrighted. And they do that a couple of times. There we go. Shows her a picture that he's drawn. This is what it looks like, and she said, "Oh yes, it does." So he knows what's going on. So that's why they don't celebrate Christmas in Newville, because of that. Because it hates Christmas and it destroys anything that. If you don't do Christmassy things, you're fine. But if you go around singing Christmas carols or wearing a Christmas hat, but we get throttled now, you're done for. There you go. Smells chestnuts. He'll attack, and she were roasting chestnuts. There you go. That's why it went to get her. Right, so now he's telling them how he knows, and his wife. They didn't celebrate Christmas in Whoville, but his wife wanted to send her grandkids or whatever some presents in Florida. So she was taking them to the post office, but because she were carrying Christmas presents, the Grinch, the mean one, got wind of them and got her and basically cuts her in half somehow. I don't know how this happens, but he comes rushing out of the bushes. There we go, and chopped her in half with his bare hands. There we go, nice bit of gore there. And he cut his hand. As he was telling her, he cut his hand because he crushed the glass he were holding. Geisel, single malt, obviously a reference to the author in it, Theodore Geisel, of the Zeus books. But anyway, so. And then he's going to mention the Grinch again, and then she comes out again. Finch! Let's go for Mike Finch. Anyway, so it says he's got a cold heart. They mention his heart a couple of times, because if you remember, it says I presume it says it in the books, but I remember from the animated version that his heart grew 3 times as big. Hello, Justin. Justin's here. Happy Friday. We've got a stream boo as well. Yay! Hang on, where is it? There it is. Oh, no, it's gone again. Dear. Anywho, his heart grew 3 times big and all that. So that comes back to play at the end. Anyway, so obviously nobody believed him either, he thinks, but cause the sheriff won't do anything about it. So she goes to the sheriff and says, I've got another eyewitness, but he obviously he's not going to do, Doc's an old drunk, nobody will believe him. But obviously, Deputy Burke is still going to help. He's still going to help, which is what he's going to do. He's going to go check out the woods. That was it. So there he is with he's going to rappel down into the cave, but it's not deep, so I don't know why he's doing that. There he goes. So he's having a mooch about. He finds some more wallets. He finds a body. I don't know who this body is, but it looks kind of gruesome. And he also finds there we go. A dead body. Oh, here we go. Just bear with me. Bear with me. There we go. There we go. We've been doing so well. Haven't we? Anyway, where were we? Oh, he finds a stuffed dog, which is obviously a reference to the Grinch's dog, innit? He had one antler or something, didn't he? That's that. But he's picked it up and it started playing a Christmas song. I can't remember what it's playing. Might be Jingle Bells, I don't know. Yes, it's playing Jingle Bells, isn't it? Which obviously attracts the Grinch, so he hides. And the Grinch is dragging a body in from one of the Santas from the diner. So anyway, so he hides under this sheet while the Grinch is doing his stuff, and does escape. He does get out while the Grinch goes off doing other things. Oh, hang on, there's another one. There's another idiot. Hey, bear with me while we get rid of him. There we go. Who don't know me, because I've never been to Rotherham. If you saw that before I got rid of him. Anyway. Right, so he gets out and legs it, and the Grinch is right there. I think it's not far away. Look, it's there. Look, it's dragging that off. So he runs out and bumps into Doc. Oh, for God's sake! Yes, very, very amusing. Oh, hang on, what am I doing here? There we go. Get rid of them. There we go. Unbelievable. Nothing better to do. It's January 2nd. Go to the pub. You're probably like 5-year-old or something. I don't know. Anyway, bumps into Doc. This is where we learn his name. He's called Zeus. And they're just making lots of noise. And the meme was just inside this cave, but not coming out for some weird reason. Anyway, there it says his name is. They call him Doc Zeus. Anyway, so you see he's got loads of guns in the back of his truck. Is he going to show it? He's going to show all his guns. Where is it? Just show it somewhere. Anyway, he's got loads of guns in the back of his truck. He did show it. And it says using it for hunting. So they've got a license for them. So anyway, so he goes to see, the deputy goes to see Cindy and shows all the wallets. So he's going to check on them all. By the way, there's a killer monster wandering around, but they're just having a nice whatever outside. I'd be locked in. All the doors and windows would be locked if I knew there was something going around killing people. But anyway, so this is where we learned that he didn't make the soup; it was store bought, and they make a big thing about it. But they're falling in love, and I think we get a dream sequence now. Yes, we do. We think it's real. But she's in the shower, and then we hear the door open. Think, oh, she's going to get got by the Grinch, but it's not. It's the deputy, Deputy Burke, so they're going to have a shower scene, but then the curtain opens again, and it's the Grinch, and it gets the deputy, but then it's all a dream, and she wakes up, and so she says she's gonna kill it. Oh, for God's sake! Hey, just bear with me. Got nothing better to do, have they, on the Friday night? Have I done that one? I thought I'd done that one. Oh no, I have done that one. Right, fair enough. Anyway, where were we? So she's gonna kill it. I think that's what she says here. I think. Yes, I'm gonna kill it, she says. So she's gonna practice now, so she's all suited up, she's learning how to fight and all that stuff, and we see her training and all that. Learning how to shoot and fight, etc. And now she's getting loads of gear, because she's going to go all Home Alone on the Grinch. I know we can't call it that, but she seems happy for some reason, because she's doing stuff. Here we go. So she's learning, and we see that she's an action chick now. There, look, and all Ronda Rousey. She's got all Ronda Rousey, hasn't she? Anyway, so there she is, and she's making exploding, what do they call them? Baubles. We used to call them wassail cups when I were a kid. Anyway, they've got no better to do, these people. I don't know. All my family's dead, mate. No, they're not really. I'm kidding. Anyway, where were we? She's making exploding baubles and stuff like that. We see that the deputy's looking up all these missing people. He does find somebody. Which one is it? I don't know. One of these is... I don't know which one it is. One of them is the fella that plays the Grinch in this. But I don't know. It's either him or him. I don't know which one he is. Next, she's doing more training. Look. Giving it all that. And then he finds something out. Oh, actually, hang on, where are we? There we go. She takes out the thing that she's eating. Right, so he does some more. Has he done it yet? He's found out something. Where is it? What has he found out? It isn't showing it, is it? It shows it later. He's discovered something. Anyway, the Doc's feeling sad. He's looking at a photo of him and his wife. There we go. Hang on, I'm going to show it. There we go. Him and his wife. So he's feeling sad, getting drunk, and he's about to drive home. Obviously, 3 sheets to the wind, but luckily the sheriff stops him, and he ends up in the drunk tank. Anyway, meanwhile, I think this is the cafe in town, isn't it, where we saw her earlier on, and where she put the flyer up. I think that's this place. He's got a delivery, a box of stuff that's supposed to be, I forgot, bell peppers. It's supposed to be bell peppers. And he opens it up and it's not. It's Christmas decorations. He says, so he gets on the phone to the lad who's not there anymore. There you go. I ordered bell peppers, not jingle bells. And he shakes the thing, jingle bells. It's obviously, So the Grinch gets him. The mean one gets him and basically chops him up. It's probably the most gory bit of the film. It just gets him and chops him up. Sticks an axe in his head. Here we go. I'm going to show it. Anyway, I won't dwell on it. There we go. Gets an axe in his head. And then he gets chopped up into tiny little pieces. And he puts all the pieces, well, his head at least, some of the pieces, in that box, which we'll see again at the end of the film. Anyway, because What's-His-Face arrives, the lad that had delivered the stuff earlier arrives, I presume he delivers the bell peppers and takes that box away, not wondering why it's so heavy all of a sudden. But he just goes and takes it. Anyway, so Doc's in the drink tank, and the sheriff's gone to see the mayor. And she's leaving town. She says she's going to her sister's just until New Year. So she tells him to do his job. So where we get an inkling that they know what's going on. Anywho, right, so he's showing now what he's found out. He's showing her on her computer what he's found out. That they've all got hiking passes. Is that a thing? I don't know, but anyway. In the town, and then he shows all these photos that he found on like Facebook and stuff. All these where the Grinch is in the background. There he is, all really well added look. Oh dear. And there he is behind that tree. Look, going like that. It's terrible, isn't it? So he's been eating hikers. Why come here to hike? Because it's advertised on the internet. There's a website. There you go, hiking in Newville, and found this website, which is why people come here to hike and then disappear. You'd think, word would get out, wouldn't you? Don't go there, you might disappear. But anyway, the website is there we go. Is owned by Mayor McBean, DBA McBean for Mayor. So that's who owns the domain. So they're using hikers to feed the beast. That's what's going on, which is what we do learn, that we have an exposition dump in a bit. Anyway, right. So she says she's going to go and kill it. She's going to sort it out, and he says, no, don't do that. Can't let you do it. It's his job and all that. So anyway, right. So, meanwhile, the mayor, as I said, we're leaving town. But her car breaks down. It just conks out, unluckily for her. Apart from the radio, which is playing a Christmas song, and she doesn't know how to turn it off. Hitting it doesn't turn it off, love. There's a button, an on-off switch. Let's just press that. But no, just leave it. She hits the dashboard, and that doesn't work, obviously. So she just leaves the Christmas music playing. So she's trying to look at what's wrong with the car. And obviously the Grinch gets her. There we go. It chops her head off using the tailgate. And her industrial strength sticker strips. Strong enough to drag her around with. I bet they cost her a pretty penny. Anyway, there we go. Then he chops her head off with the tailgate of the car, and then we see the head chopped off with a sticker on the mouth. Gory. So that's the end of the sheriff, the mayor. Right. So he's there. He's in the drunk tank, but in a bit, I don't think we see him get released. But very shortly, he's not in jail anymore. But anyway. So you're staying put till Christmas, and then the deputy comes in and has a word with the sheriff, says, oh no, you're in on it with the mayor, and so this is where he spills his guts, so to speak, and just tells them all about it, and the thought that the murder of Cindy's mother was just a drifter, but then other people started dying every year, and so he went to this cave and found somebody called Stephanie. I don't know who this is, but saw the mean one. There we go, Gerina. And so that he tried feeding it rather than trying to kill it. He tried feeding it, and there was a goat with a Santa outfit on, and it took the bait, but it had a taste for human flesh. So there we go with Doc's wife. So it kept taking. So they used hikers as food, anyway. And it was the mayor's plan, and said, so I've kept this town safe, So what if a couple of hikers die every year? The town is safe. Plus they don't celebrate Christmas, which is also why they're safe. Anyway, so he says that. So he's going to go and kill it, and says, you're going to get that boy killed, Sheriff, and. So he's going to do his part now. Now, does he release Doc? You're way too late, he says. Does he release him? Oh, he's left the keys there. I didn't notice that before. He's left the keys to the cell. Right. So I wasn't paying attention. I might have been on my phone playing Free Cell or something. I don't know. Anyway. So she's ready for the all prepared for the Grinch. Oh my, she hears a noise. There we go, she hears a noise. Remember, she got loads of guns and stuff in the house, but the thing she grabs is a knife. She grabs a knife, goes out, see what the noise is, and nearly kills Doc, who's for some reason hanging from a tree. I don't know how that happened, but he's hanging from a tree. Maybe it's one of her traps. I don't know, because like I say, she went all... It didn't show her building these traps. All it did, it showed her fighting, shooting. She also sets a bear trap. You know, a bear trap. She sets one of them. But obviously that's not that. Maybe she'd set one of them. Lots of disappearances in the national parks over here. It's creepy. Yes, there's documentaries about it, isn't there, about the disappearances in the national parks. So it's the Grinches getting people, and aliens, and Bigfoot. Anyway, right. So he says to her, "Your boyfriend's going after that thing." And she says, "It's not my boyfriend. Who said it's my boyfriend? Did he say it's my boyfriend?" So she's all giddy now, but so she's got to go and save him. So she cuts him down. So the deputy's going in. Oh, and the doc says he's safe as long as he doesn't do anything Christmassy. So next thing we hear him singing Christmas songs. Any minute. Why is he not doing it when I press play? Oh, it might be this next bit.
Something about a sleigh.
There we go. Trying to attract the Grinch. He gets stuck on the one that... I thought this was one of her traps. I thought she'd set this up near the Grinch's cave. So the mean one's cave. But apparently not, because he says, he set a trap. So the mean one got bear traps as well. Somehow, I don't know. It's very new, but anyway. So he's injured and trapped. He's trying to reach his gun, which is just out of reach. But if he just pushed his leg a bit, but because his legs are all bent. But anyway, but he can't reach his gun. But anyway, he shoots at the Grinch. He manages to reach it and shoots at it. But it doesn't seem to do anything. Does his gun? But then the sheriff shoots. The sheriff arrives. There we go, and he shoots at the Grinch, and it runs off, and they get him out. And Doc and Cindy arrive just in time, and the sheriff saying, "I'm gonna go after it. I'm gonna do the right thing now." And there we go. Cindy and Doc are there, so they get the deputy out of there. Says, "Got to go back for the sheriff." So Cindy goes back, and she sees the sheriff's hand there. Look, and she grabs hold of it. Hang on, where is it? There we go. It's just his arm. So the sheriff's done for. We imagine we don't see the rest of him. I don't think. So it could be fine, but just without an arm. I don't know. Like a womper, like that womper in Empire Strikes Back. Anyway, so they get out of there. There we go. She tells Doc to get him to the hospital. So we don't see him for the next bit of the film. Don't see him till the end. So I presume he's in hospital. So, but Doc soon comes back. So I'm guessing he's dropped him off at the hospital, and then Doc's come back because she's now ready. She's going to lure it in and get it with all her Christmas trimmings. And then she's asleep on the couch, and then it comes down through the chimney, I think. Anyway, yes, here it comes down the chimney. It's just about to get her, but obviously it's all a ruse, and she's not asleep. Hang on, where are we? She wakes up. There you go. And kicks him, and then he goes to the window and sees a little red dot on him, and then it's Doc with a sniper rifle shooting him. Good job it's not a game, because I'm rubbish at sniping in games. Can't do it. There he is, look. Merry Christmas, you green bitch. So they're fighting the Grinch. They're not doing much damage to him, I must admit. He must be like impregnable. And she's about to shoot him, and he disappears. Have I gone past that bit? I've not got to that bit yet. Where is it? He just vanishes. He can teleport, apparently. Where is he? There we go. She's looking round. There we go. There you go. There he is, and she gets a shotgun out of it. She's wrapped all her weapons up as presents, by the way, and painted them candy cane colours. So, and they go, "You're the dead one, Mister," but she doesn't say it, obviously. And he's gone. He's teleported. So where is it? Don't know. He's outside. He's gonna get Doc. Look, he's about to get Doc, but Cindy comes and saves him. And the Grinch runs off again, and so she leaves him there. He says, "Go and deal with him. I'm fine." And so she goes to deal with the Grinch. So they have a fight outside. She shoots him, and then there we go. He gets trapped on one of her bear traps. So that's ironic, isn't it? He set some bear traps, and now he's got caught in one exactly the same as the one that. So did he go into town and buy it like she did? I don't know, but anyway. But he don't stay trapped for very long. So they're fighting away. She's hitting him with she's got a baseball bat wrapped in fairy lights, and I think they give it a sound that make it sound like a lightsaber. You can hear it, but it's not on that bit that I'm bloody using. A little bit like a lightsaber. So they're fighting away, and then she throws one of her exploding is it this bit? Exploding baubles at him. In a minute. Here he is. Wah! Boom! And then she runs in the house, and the Grinch is there, and still fighting. Alright, and then he goes, because we hear a Christmassy song or something, and it's Doc outside playing this loud Christmassy music, and he doesn't like it. So there we go. She set up some explosive thing. She's going to blow up the Christmas tree. So she likes it, and here it goes. Din, 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 and it blows up the Christmas tree, and that gets the Grinch somehow. Nothing else has killed him, but this hasn't killed him either. But he's hurt because the exploding Christmas tree. So she gets a knife and she's going to kill him, and then she sees that he's still got the necklace that she gave him when she was a kid, and she realises that it wasn't always bad. She says, "You've still got it. Look, the necklace. Why did you keep it?" And then he must mind meld with her or something, because we see what really happened. It wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't a monster back then. It was just, I don't know what he was doing. He was in their house doing something. Maybe he was delivering presents. I don't know. But the mother freaked out, and they all called him a monster. So that's when he turned into a monster, because they turned him into the monster. The humans are the real monsters, aren't they? As we've seen on this stream, bloody hell. Anyway, monster. So that's when he turns into a monster. I'm going to show it. There we go. Because before he didn't look like a monster before, but now he does. And so she said, "All right, I'm sorry," and she kisses him. She gives him a kiss. Is he going to show it here? Oh, there's touching. She kisses him on the cheek and says, "I forgive you, for killing her mother and her dad and all them other people." But whatever, because he's still got the necklace on. He's obviously still good in there, like Darth Vader, isn't it? He's an accomplice to that murder of billions of people, but he still has good in him. So he's all good now. He's back to normal. But then he goes, hang on, I've missed it. But then he goes, and she says, "What's up?" And he goes, "Go!" So she runs away, and then he turns over and his heart explodes. Or something explodes in him. We learn it's his heart. And now he's dead. We assume he's dead. We learn that his heart exploded. Because remember, his heart grew 3 sizes or something. It says that, doesn't it? So that's why. Anyway, so it's all over now. And then we cut to people watching telly. Ah, he got a go. Yes, he has. And he did, apparently. But did he? Don't know. So we get some news items. People are heading to Newville because of the photo that's suddenly not blurry anymore. Not as blurry. Probably AI. People are heading to Newville to look for the mean one. So everybody's talking about it on the internet and I presume, and in copyright-free dinner scenes and stuff like that. Worst fake TV show image. Yeah, terrible. But so everybody's heading to Newville. So tourism is booming now in Newville. Here they are. Everybody's coming back. Christmas has returned to Newville. They're all there looking for the Grinch and celebrating Christmas as well. But they don't find him, obviously. But that's their new tourist thing. And then we've got Christmas returned almost overnight. They've got a Christmas market and everything, look. So everybody's happy. He's now the sheriff. They're in love. Doc's fine. So anyway, apparently the feds took everything, took the body of the mean one and all the evidence and everything. The feds took it all. He's been in the Area 51 or wherever they put him. But said all they told him was the cause of death. His heart exploded. So, and then she says, "Yeah, but I bet there's a parallel universe somewhere where this all happened differently." Like ours. Because this is obviously a parallel universe, isn't it? Anyway, so they're going to kiss under the mistletoe now. There we go. We see there's some mistletoe under there. We've got mistletoe there, look. So they're going to snog under the mistletoe. And there we go. And that's the end. Or is it? And there we see the Grinch's mountain. And they all lived happily ever after until next year. And then we get some credits with a version of a Christmassy song. Whatever it is, can't remember. But then we have a little bit at the end, a little mid-credit scene where we find out what happened to that box. Remember that box with the fella from the cafe? Here she is. This woman's obviously on her YouTube channel or whatever, doing an unboxing of her newly delivered Christmas decorations. And is this people watching or is that subscribers and likes or whatever? They're flying up. Look, why can't mine do that? But anyway, obviously, attractive woman syndrome. Anyway, so she opens it up. We don't see. She opens it up and it cuts to black and she screams. There we go. Hang on. But the original Grinch wasn't on Earth or with humans. So this is a parallel universe, isn't it? Well, maybe technically on Earth, but in the microscopic realm, I have no idea. Justice says, not bad, I like it. It's a fun film. It's rubbish, but fun. And that's the end of The Mean One. There we go. Yeah, it's a terrible film, but it is fun. I did enjoy it. I've watched it a couple of times now, and I did enjoy it both times. But it's not the best film in the world. But I tell you what, it's better than the one I was going to do, which I got like 5 minutes into, and I thought, I can't watch this, it's awful. That Christmas, Bloody Christmas. But anyway, so there we go. That's the end of The Mean One. A lot of fun. Because the whole story was on a single snowflake. All right. So as I said, I've not read the book, so I don't know. Right, so there we go. That's it. That's the final Christmassy Friday Night Appointment with Fear of this season. Obviously not of the year, but of this season. So I don't know what we're doing next week. I'll find something regularly scary. It says, just like the Who Horton Heard was on a dandelion fluff. All right. I'm not overly familiar with Dr. Seuss, to be honest. As I said, I've never read the books, and they're not a big thing over here like they are in America. We've heard of them, but not overly familiar with them. Anyway, the Cat in the Hat and all that. I remember seeing it on a shelf at school. I don't remember seeing anybody read it. But anyway, we're all done and dusted. we'll leave it there. So what's coming up next? On Monday, what day? We're on Friday, aren't we? So on Monday, to close out the Christmas season for Magnificent Monday, we're doing It's a Wonderful Life with James Stewart and others. Donna Reed and other people. In Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life. More a fan of his Wii World War. I read that as Wii, as in the Nintendo Wii. World War II propaganda work. Yeah, yes, he did. Snafu, didn't he? He invented Snafu. A comic strip character, didn't he? Snafu. Imagine it. Did it stand? When he did it stand for? What everybody says, situation normal, all up. Probably fouled. I don't know. Anyway, so there we go. We'll leave it there. We're all done. So thanks, Win Grace, and thanks, Justin, and thanks, all the idiots for the what's the word? Can't remember. But thanks, Stream Boo, and is that it? Is that all that popped in? Yeah, right. So we'll leave it there. We will leave it there. Right. So thanks for watching, wherever you are. If you're worried about a Grinch that's going to come and kill you, remember, if you don't do anything Christmassy, you're fine. I'm doomed. Engagement, yes, that's the word. That's the word. Black and white one or colour. It's the colour one, I think. Hang on, let me check. So this is well, it's both versions on the Blu-ray. I think it's the colour one that I've got in my folder. I think. It's a Wonderful Life. I think, yes, it is the colour one. Yes, it is. It's the colour version. But I think the trailer thing I'll do will probably be the black and white one, because I haven't been able to find a trailer for the colour version. But we'll see. We'll see if I can. Yes, you too, Justin. Right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching, wherever you are. Don't have nightmares. And until next time. Hang on. No. Until next time, I'll say the...